lumber section where they have their concrete mix, and I found this tub. Okay, it's plastic, but it feels pretty heavy duty for $17, which is a great deal because at Tractor Supply I got a smaller tub similar to this one. It's a little bit more heavy dutier, I would say, but it was a lot more expensive. I think I paid close to 20 bucks. Anyways, I thought this was a great deal. So if you're at, if you're ever at Home Depot, go to their lumber section where they have their concrete, because really this tub is used for mixing concrete, but we're gonna get creative. Yeah? What do you think, Phil? Whoa. Ah. Right here. Yeah. I think he might just... I want to talk to everyone today about motherhood, or being a parent in general. Man, it's tough. It's tough being a parent. I think it's really tough being a parent in this day and age. I mean, I'm pretty sure in every generation is hard because the previous generation grew up differently. You know, each generation progresses in its own way, and the previous one has a tough time adjusting because it's different, right? Like, my parents didn't like the music I listened to. I don't really particularly like the music that my kids listen to. You know, it's just the natural order of things, but being a parent is tough. Some of the things that I've noticed in my parenting journey thus far is I have 3 boys, okay? And I'm trying to raise men. Men that want to take care of women. Men that want to do hard work. Men that aren't afraid to stand up for what they believe in. Men who are going to fight for what's right. Men who are who want to dedicate themselves to their family and their loved ones. Men who have values and are loyal to the people around them. And that is not what's being promoted in our country right now. I am not trying to raise snowflakes at all. I am trying to raise self-reliant, self-aware, critically thinking, strong men. And it's hard. It's hard because I'm fighting the current culture around me. Everything in my culture, or in their culture, in our culture, your kids' culture, everything around us is promoting the opposite, right? And it's everywhere. It's in their books. It's in the songs, right? It's in entertainment everywhere, in the movies. I mean, in commercials, like every movie I watch, they make the dad stupid, the mom the hero, and the kids the bosses, right? Like, the dad's always the clown. And the mom's sort of the one that makes all the decisions and, you know, kind of has to baby dad. You know, I don't want my sons, I don't want them to grow up and search for a mommy, for a mom to take care of them. I want them to look for a woman that they can protect, look after, care for, and just feel like a man around this woman. And I think too much of our society promotes men, especially boys, to remain infants. I really do believe that. And, you know, I encounter some of this in my own life. For instance, I'll give you an example. Grandparents. Gotta love grandparents. And And I love that my kids have 2 sets of grandparents who are involved in their lives. Personally, I grew up without any grandparents. Both of my mother's parents died before I was born. Her mother had her in the Soviet Union in her 40s, okay? So by the time I came along, she was already deceased. And my grandfather, my mom's dad, died when she was 14. So, and then my father's mother, I guess there's some family history there, but she wasn't very involved with me or our family. And then we ended up moving here to America from Ukraine in the 90s. That's another story. So I grew up without any grandparents. I'm feel very fortunate and grateful that my children have grandparents. But here's my beef with grandparents, okay? Is that when I'm disciplining my children, right? And the grandparent steps in and starts advocating and defending the child, I really feel like this does a disservice to the child. And here's why. Number one, you're diminishing my authority, okay? Number two, when you're advocating for that child, he now feels like maybe I didn't do anything wrong, right? Like maybe mom's the one or dad's the one overreacting. So you're actually stunting the growth of that child being able to think about what he's done and see that maybe he's overstepped a line or his reaction was out of place, right? That's just something I've noticed in my personal life. Now, I get it. Grandparents, they have a different perspective on things, but I really feel like if we want our children to grow, we've got to play on the same team. And guess what? Me as a parent, I'm going to screw up. I'm not always going to parent the right way. I'm going to make mistakes. Like, my kids weren't born with handbooks where it says section A, do not, whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. Like, it's trial and error. So believe me, I definitely see my failures, but I also see my failures as my successes, because when I realize that I failed in something, it allows me to correct and do better next time, right? But I won't be able to do that if someone's advocating for me and telling me, oh, you did the right thing, and you did it, and constantly defending my actions, right? So it goes for the same for your children, right? Like, both parents have to play on the same team, even if you feel like the other parent is totally out of line, right? You should discuss that with your significant other privately, not in front of the children. But in that moment, you should be on the same team. And that goes with grandparents too, and adults. Like, I've noticed, like, when I'm out in public and I am trying to correct my child, and another adult is like, no, that's okay. What are you doing right now? No, it's not okay. I just said it's not okay. So when you step in and try to pacify things, you actually diminish my authority, and you confuse the shit out of my kid, right? So, like, adults out in public should also play on the same team with other adults. Like, stop defending kids, guys. I think that's part of the problem, Like, we're always trying to give kids passes and stuff. And, no, I think it's good to have, dang, I keep missing the words. I think it's good to have reasonable expectations for kids. And I feel like so many people these days are just their expectations of their kids are just subpar. And I'm not saying expectations that they can't hit. That would just be mean, right? Like, if you know your child, and for instance, my 5-year-old, I would never expect him to, you know, be able to fully clean up his spilled milk the way that I would, right? Like, I would applaud him for taking action to clean it up, but I wouldn't punish him for not cleaning it the way I would clean it, because he's 5, right? Like, that's an unreasonable expectation. So yeah, it makes parenting hard. You know, and again, culture makes it hard, because I feel like, you know, everything in our culture, especially for young boys, is trying to feminize them, and it's making certain behaviors that come natural to boys offensive. For instance, like, have y'all ever watched Braveheart? If you haven't, take a look at Braveheart. It's like one of my favorite movies. Go take a look at Braveheart and look at the opening scene of Braveheart, okay? His friend and him, the way that they were playing, Michael Wallace and whatever his friend's name was, they basically got in a fight. Like, they were punching each other, like, for reals. Now, that's good. I mean, I'm not saying kids should go out there and start fights. But what I'm saying is they were testing their strength, right? And, you know, I think that, again, it's like, I think the more scars that you have on you, the more crap that you encounter in life, like, it just makes you that much more capable, right? Like, the next time someone gives you a blow, it's not going to hurt because you've already experienced it, right? It's like if your kids play like all 3 of my boys, they play baseball, right? And I've seen so many season after season where kids, especially the little ones, right? They're so afraid of getting hit by the ball, right? And especially if they've already gotten hit by a ball, they're like, it makes them a little bit more timid. But I guess my point here is, like, the more that you get hit by that ball, the less afraid you are going to be of it. Like, the more that you experience that sting, it eventually is not going to be as scary, right? You're just going to be like, okay, I've gotten hit by the ball like 5 times already. I know what it feels like. I know what this like. And then you can start anticipating, right? And pivoting your reactions. So, yeah, I mean, I know I went in a lot of, like, different angles, but the reason I'm making this video is because my oldest, which is, he's about to turn 13 in April, he is very disrespectful at times, and we've been trying to be the good cops, right? Like, we hand out a punishment, and then we notice that he understands his wrongdoing, he apologizes, and then, you know, it's like, we don't want to ruin the weekend, we don't want to do this, and, you know, he ends up getting let off the hook. But this weekend, it was a no-go, and you know, he keeps coming up to me and just trying to kind of weasel his way out of it, and I'm like, look, I'm not taking the punishment away, right? And the punishment is no TV and no video games, because, let's be honest, like, that's the only thing I can take away, right? And my kids don't play a lot of video games during the week. Like, the weekends, they get a couple hours, so to them, it's like gold. But he already had video games taken away, so all I had left was the TV. But, you know, I'm going to stand my ground, and it sucks, because he hates it, and I'm pretty sure he hates me, and I'm the worst mom, and all this stuff, and, you know, I gotta take all this shit from my kid, and it's uncomfortable, but, you know, I think it's the right thing to do, and I think sometimes doing the right thing sucks, and it doesn't feel good, and a lot of times you're going to get pushback from, like, people around you, like grandparents or other parents. Oh, well, I would just let him off the... Oh, well, I would... Yeah, well, I'm not, you know? And it's tough. it's tough to feel like, you know, you're special and you're sticking out and everybody notices you. And I know, it can be hard, I know. But I feel like it's the right thing to do. So if you're a parent, hang in there. I know it's tough and I know it sucks. And I know we got a lot going up against us with constant bombardment of trying to get our children indoctrinated. But you got to fight the good fight every day. And let me tell you what, parenting is not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to suck. And it's supposed to be really hard. And some of you out there may have like amazing, super duper kids. I mean, I've seen them. I've met them. I've seen those families, and it's like, wow, they don't have to do any kind of management of their kids, and their kids clean up after themselves, and they seem pretty darn mature. That is not the lot that I got in life. Nope. And I got 3 of them. And so every day I gotta fight the good fight, and I wake up and I feel like I'll put army paint on, and here we go, you know, like Gandalf the Great, starting off his day. But I know it's worth it, and I know my kids love me. I know they love me. And I know that one day, just like for me, I had an awakening one day, and I thought, man, my poor mother. My poor mother. The stuff she went through. You know, and I realized a lot of the things that she didn't allow me to do, or her reasoning, I guess, for a lot of the ways that she raised me, like, they all make sense to me now as an adult. But of course, as a child, I didn't understand them, I didn't like them, and I fought back. So it's nothing new under the sun, guys. It's just the way that it's supposed to be, parent-child relationship, you know. So I'm fighting the good fight every single day, and I'm following my gut. I'm doing what my gut tells me to do, and sometimes, yeah, I have to reevaluate the way that I'm parenting, and I think that's just normal and natural, right? But just understand your kids love you, even if they tell you they hate you, and they never want to see your face, and they slam a door or something, you know? I haven't gotten the Mom of the Year award yet, but I'm pretty sure that one day, when they're older, they're going to look back, and they're going to be really thankful of the choices and decisions that I've made for them and the way that I've raised them. So whether you got a little boy, little girl, you know, hang in there, and learn to say no. Learn to say no and stick to your guns, and you know, try not to ride that mainstream way of raising children, because I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. I think if you go and have a more traditional, back to basics approach, you can raise a decent human being. I really do. So hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Check in with me and my channel. Try to upload videos as I can, but I guess I'm just like not good at managing my days yet. I don't even know how some of these content creators do it, but I try to get these videos in when I can. I really appreciate all my new subscribers, and yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace.